So what are you
I
counting
don't
to
know,
which
but like
number?
let's
Are
get
you going
it
to
going.
reach 100?
All right. Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to this episode of the E-Report. Like we promised in our last video, we talked about a new segment. I like to call this segment the Youth Wisdom because we're going to bring into you different people with visions, people who are entrepreneurial driven, people who have movements and have a lot to teach us. And with us today, we have a powerhouse. I like to call it powerhouse because I really
Okay.
admire her spirit when it comes to being an entrepreneur, to being a student. Let's welcome Karen Sunjo.
Hello, everybody.
All right, Karen, so I'm really excited about this particular episode. I'm so glad that you're first guest because I know it's going to be amazing with everything you're doing, everything they're going to share with us. But before we're going to get into the entire video, you know the drill. Make sure to like and subscribe to the channel so you don't get any of our subsequent videos. So Karen, welcome again.
Thank you very much. Thank you for having me.
You look pretty. Should I start
Thank
there?
you.
I'm enjoying the entire look, the entire freedom in it.
Thank you.
So let's just start with a very question that I always like asking everybody: Who are you? Like, who is Karen Sunjo?
You know, that's always a very difficult question to
Yeah, that's
answer.
why I asked you first.
When when they ask you that, who are you? Who is this person? It's just like, where do I even start from? Anyways, I am Karen Sunjo. I am 24 years old. I'll be turning 25 in November. I'm from Banso.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, and I am a civil engineer. I just graduated a couple of months ago, and aside that, I run different businesses, small businesses. For now, but they're going to be big very soon. But for
Oh,
now,
oh,
still call it, I'll call it small.
But it's what I love already, right? it's the it's the boldness, the audacity to dream for me. I love that. So
Yeah.
thank you for being here.
Thank you too.
And one reason why I really wanted to have Karen on this show for our very first guest is when I look into the world of entrepreneurship because she attended the same school I'm attending now, and she has left us and is free now. She's a civil engineer. You could tell even with her being in school that everybody really appreciated how much of an entrepreneur she was, juggling school and work. So I think I should really start from the very first question. Let's get into it. So
Yep.
how did you start your entrepreneur journey? Like, what was the start of it for you? Saying that, oh, I want to be an entrepreneur and I'm going to start this. Like, yeah, take us through that.
Okay. Well, it was never really, at the start, it was never really like I want to be an entrepreneur. Because at the start, I never know what entrepreneurship was, but I just wanted to do something. Because, okay, before I came to Yaoundé to attend school at Public Works, I started schooling in Bamenda. Yeah, before the results of the concours came out. So while I was schooling in Bamenda, I was in the same school with my elder sister. And while in school, she always prepares some stuff in the house and take to their school canteen so that they can sell, so she can make some small money. So it's just something that I saw from her. And when I eventually came to Yaoundé and started schooling in public works, the first couple of months was just, in fact, my life was basically school, house, church, market, school, house, church, market.
Sounds
And then
familiar.
I was always watching movies, like basically I was watching movies the entire time. So I
Yeah.
just asked myself now, but is this how I'm going to live my life? Is this how my school life is going to
Realization
be?
set in, like,
Yeah.
yeah, okay.
And that's when I told myself that, but okay, instead of just sitting at home or instead of just going to school and coming back home and not having any other thing to do, I can, because I always love baking, I can just maybe bake some pies and take to my class and sell to my classmates. And this is going to give me some small money that I can use to even buy airtime at the end of the month. So that was
Yeah.
basically so I started not really with the aim of entrepreneurship, but I just started because I just wanted to have something doing. I did not want to just be at home bored and I mean like not have anything tangible that I was doing. Yeah, so that's how I started. And then from then now, I was basically just selling only to my classmates. I did not have any customer base out of school or anything like that. But from there, I now started having people reach out to me, like people that were not in my
Oh,
school.
yeah.
kind of like, oh, please, can I order your, because my very first product was pies. Can I order your pies? So that's how I was going to make pies now and deliver. I literally just discovered the whole of Yaoundé because I was making pies.
Deliveries.
Yes,
Yeah.
deliveries from one place to another. That's how I started. And then I was like, but I've always loved when you package something and it looks really nice.
Yeah, that branding.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like that's always something I loved, and that's how I now decided to transition from just my normal way of selling pies to actually coming up with a brand, like branded bags for the pies. That's how everything started. That was like in 2020.
So did you
So
like do the branding yourself initially, or did you like reach out to someone to do the branding for you?
I reached out to somebody to create the logo, to make
Okay.
the business logo.
What was the
Yeah,
name?
the taste industry.
Okay, initially, so from the onset, it was tasting industry.
Yeah,
Like,
from
because
the
I know
onset
many
was
people
taste
like
industry.
start the name, they're like, no,
They
let's
change
get.
it after.
You are something with naming your,
From the
your
on,
work.
you had
Like,
my names.
your names are like, we'll get into that, guys.
And I
But
can the funny thing is that I can never remember how that name Tasty Industry came to me. I just know that it was a fusion of taste and industry. Kind of like an industry that manufactures tasty things.
wow.
So Tasty Industry. But I cannot really remember how that inspiration came to me for the
Yeah,
name.
okay.
Yeah, but that was how the name came about. Yeah, so that's how I started the business, and then I started expanding. I added other products to my catalog. Yeah, I think I've touched on mainly how the whole journey
And you
started and
started.
how,
Yeah.
yeah, that's how I started.
So, like, what year do you think you actually like started like being okay? I'm an entrepreneur. Like, did it bring in your mind like, oh, I'm an entrepreneur now?
I'll say 2020 when I decided to take
2020.
the step to make a logo,
Oh
create
yeah,
my
yeah.
my
Just
branded bags for the pies. That's when he said to me that, oh, I need to be serious about this. It's no longer
it's no
the
longer just
the
like
selling in my
play kind
classroom
of
that I was
yeah.
doing, but now I'm taking it serious.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think that's true. Most entrepreneurs, like once you get to the point of creating the logo, especially maybe when you get to maybe like have like a social media presence at that point, like it starts
Yeah.
getting more serious.
Like, oh, we're in this,
Yeah,
we're really in
yeah,
this.
we started this. So we've talked about how it started, and I really like everybody to know that how it's going because that is the miracle in it, how it's going. So how is it going? Being an entrepreneur, a civil engineer, like that's a lot.
How is it going? Honestly, it has been a lot. From 2020 to 2025 now, it has really, really been a lot. So many challenges, so many changes along the way. Because right now, if you look at my catalog, my very first product that I even started my business with, I no longer do it. I started with baking pies, but my recent catalog has no pies on it anymore. So I mean, the business has evolved over time, and I've made changes. I've started
Yeah.
to, oh, I want to do this. Oh, I no longer want to do this because it does not suit me anymore, or
Okay.
I'm no longer in that place where I want to do this particular thing. But generally, so far so good. I'm really just grateful to God for how the business has grown,
Yeah.
for how the business has even gained visibility, like people reaching out, people that I don't know. Because I feel like your business starts getting really real when you're no longer just selling to people that you know.
Yeah.
When it's no longer just your
When you
friends,
start
your
getting
family.
random people
When
notice you,
exactly when
yeah.
you start getting random people, when you start getting people that you don't know. Oh, I saw your post on Instagram. Oh, I saw this person recommended. That's when you start saying, oh wow, okay, I'm really doing something because it's no longer just people around me. And that's the level that I've actually been able to get to. I know that there's still a lot for me to do, but I'm just grateful that the business has gotten to that level where I can say I have customers and no longer just friends and family that are supporting me. So I'm grateful for the friends and family because if when I started, if they were not the ones, my classmates as well, if they were not the ones that started patronizing me, I mean, I'll never even have grown
Yeah.
to get to the level where I can be able to now reach out to other
So can I
people.
say thank you to the classmates, huh?
Yeah,
Yeah,
thank you to
thank you
my
to the
classmates
classmates.
because
I mean, they
those
push
were like
you.
my
That
really
they
first,
push you.
those were my
Yeah.
first customers. Those were my first customers. I'm very grateful for them. Friends, family, I'm so grateful for them. And now I'm just happy that the business has gotten to the level where I now have random people reaching out to me. I even have orders that I cannot take because the business has not yet gotten to that. So the business is still
Like on
growing.
workmanship.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and there's not gotten to that level where I have like a lot of staff that can permit me to
Yeah.
take like a particular amount of orders per day. So I even find myself telling customers that, oh please, I'll take your, like, I take orders the day before. If somebody reaches out to me on the day to order for that same day,
Yeah.
it's difficult because I already had to plan the previous day as to how I was going to deliver orders the next day. So I've just got to that level where the business has gained visibility and will continue to gain visibility. But yeah, that's where we are now.
Okay,
So
so
that's how it's going. But oh, there's one major factor of this business
yeah, please
that
just
is
what.
stressing me so much, and that's the factor of delivery. I mean, if you go back to when I've been ranting about this delivery thing for the longest time possible. I don't know why. I don't know why Cameroon does not have a very solid
Like
delivery
delivery
service or
service.
delivery. Like, I mean, there are delivery companies that are coming up and it's really nice,
Mm-hmm.
but the service is not yet it. The service is not yet it.
Do
So
you think that
that's like
that's
a
based
major
on
problem.
them, or like maybe the transport system could also be affecting it?
It's true that the transport system has its own part to play, and the fact that our towns are not really organized, like you cannot really say, oh, this location, because when somebody will tell you that, oh, please deliver to Chadex Imana, then now when you reach Chadex Imana, they'll start telling you that, okay, you now enter like that, then you take your left, then
Yeah.
you take your right. Yes, it's true that that aspect is there. It's not something that we can control, but the aspect that the delivery people can control, I think that is not yet really there because I mean, we don't have a. I will just say that we don't have enough delivery
It's like the
people.
timing.
Yeah, because
Timing.
when somebody places an order, they want to get it at a
Yeah,
particular time.
yeah.
Especially when it's something that you have to
To
eat,
eat. Yeah.
because you already know that, oh, this is my eating time. But now when you start having delivery people that are delivering the customer's order 3 hours after the time that the customer was
Oh,
supposed to receive
that
it,
would be.
that's a lot, and that's a lot of explaining that has to do. You go explain tire because you explain to the customer until they will not understand because they know that this is the time that I had to receive it. So that's a
Yeah.
major problem or challenge that I'm currently facing with running the taste industry. Yeah.
Okay. So, when you started the taste industry or your other things now, did you know? I think this is something that most people, when they want to get into a business, they want to have that certainty that is going to work out. So, did you know that this will take me big?
No, I did not know that I was going to get to this level because obviously, like I said, I just started for it to be something that there's a level, there's a kind of engagement that you put to something when you know that, oh, I'm aiming for it to be something big, and then there's a level of engagement that you equally put into it when you're just like, I'm just doing this for the time being. And for a start, it was really just for the time being. It was
Yeah.
never really something that I had
Thought
really
that,
thought about. I
yeah.
had like, so from the start, it was not like I knew that I was going to go. I was going to like really invest more into it and make it into something or into what it is now. I'm still growing, obviously, but from the start, it was not. So from the start, it was not clear like that. And I really believe that if you have an idea, if you have something that you want to do, just start. It's not going to be clear from the
From the
onset.
onset, yeah.
Everything is not going to be like I'm still learning things even almost 5 years later. I'm still learning how to run the business. I'm still trying to ameliorate. So it's not something that when you start, it's not going to be all like, okay, from A to Z, it's going to be like it's going to be like that. But I believe that if it's really something that you're passionate about, and if it's something that is bringing so if it's a solution to a problem, because that's also an aspect that maybe sometimes people don't or people neglect when they want to
Yeah,
start a
that's true.
business. Is your business really a solution to somebody's problem? Because if it's not, you're going to start and you're going to feel like this is not going anywhere, so I better stop. But from the start as well, it's not like it's going to also be that clear. That's why I just say that just start first of all, and along the way you're going to learn more things about what you're doing. You're going to discover more things about what you're doing, and you're also going to gain clarity as to how you really want it to be, or what you really want to get out of this business that you're doing. But for a start, it's not going to be clear like that. But if you have the conviction that this is what you want to do,
Yeah.
go for it. Along the way, you're going to learn new things and you're going to be able to improve on how you're running that business. And you need to also be open to learning
Yeah.
and learning from other people in your industry, people that are doing in the same line of business
So, do
like
you have
you.
like mentors or people that you look up to?
Yeah, I'll not
To
say mentors though, but I'll just say people that are in the line of business that I'm in, that I look at them, I look at what they are doing to be able to learn and ameliorate the way I'm doing my own stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, because I believe even when it comes to work, if you can look at someone that's doing ahead of you, you can learn from their mistakes.
Exactly.
Yeah, so you don't get to repeat those same mistakes, and it might even reach
Exactly.
a point where they might help you to accelerate your work
And you
faster.
also need to be ready to pay for access.
Yeah,
You need to be
I
ready
think that's
to
something
pay
that we
for
need to take note.
access.
People, I think, will love a lot of free. Like we
Exactly.
want the growth, but then you have to pay for certain
Yeah.
sort of information.
Because for when I started my business, I never learned anything from anybody. Like even baking, I always encourage people that when you start, don't be in a haste to I want to buy this one, I want to yeah, I want like learn from you can go to you can literally learn a lot of things
From
from
YouTube.
YouTube.
Yeah, that's
That's
true.
going to be like the base. But now when you want to explode, when you want to grow bigger, when you want to start going out of your small comfort zone, you need to be ready now to be like, oh, I need to pay this person to learn this particular thing.
Yeah.
Because what you're going to learn from that person is going to save you probably years of like years that you would have
Mistakes.
wasted.
Yeah.
Yes, because the person is going to tell you that I did this already and it did not work. So don't do it. Or this is how you should do this particular thing so you are going to grow or you're going to like excel better. So do it this way. It's really going to help you. So because sometimes people are not ready to pay to learn.
Yeah.
But if you don't pay to learn, that mistakes that you're going to make that are going to cost you a lot that it have really been you would have avoided if you just paid somebody that has gone ahead of you to teach you. Like the person does not have to be even very far. If somebody is 2 3 steps ahead of you, obviously the person is going to help you to take a step or two ahead as well. So be ready to pay for access so you can learn more about your industry or learn more about your business and excel and do better.
Okay, that's a lot. I've not even gone anywhere yet. I have a lot already, a lot of advice already. So, the next question I want to ask you is: you started when you were in school, yeah, and I know Eligefa. I am Eligefa. I know what the system is like. It's difficult to even think of doing
Mm.
something else while you are doing school. So how was it running a business and taking to a level that it is now while still schooling? Because sometimes I'll see you maybe up and down, moving things
Yeah.
yourself. So how was that like?
Honestly, I'll either say that the school system is what permitted me to be able to
Okay.
run my business. Yeah, I don't know how other people's school programs or schools or how their school system is,
Okay. That's
but
true.
the fact that in Eligefa you have time, there's the time that classes are really intensive.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's the time that, but there's equally the time that it's like you're not doing anything.
Yes.
Yeah, so there's that time that is really intensive, and it's equally that time that you're not really doing anything. Or the way our programs were never, I don't know if it has changed now, but our programs were never 8 to 5. You have class from 8 to 10, then you have this one from 10 to 12, then you have this one from maybe 12. Because our classes were always spaced out. You can come to school and you have just one class.
Yeah, true.
There are those times that you come to school and you have just one class. So I just feel like that liberty of not having a straight maybe 8 to 5 p.m. Monday to Friday program. I want to say that that's actually instead what helped me to be able to use that other time to now focus on the business. But now a mistake that I equally made at some point is almost shifting because you can now completely forget that there's a school aspect because the school
Yeah.
is lax at a particular time, and then you just shift all your attention to maybe business, and then now when the school now come and
Pick up
put
back.
fire, and then now your mind was not even there.
Like to
it
balance back
becomes
up.
it becomes now difficult.
Yeah.
But it's just like you know that you're doing your business, but at the back of your mind, that's why when you're running a business and you're going to school at the same time, you need to be ready to sacrifice extra of free time, because that free time is the time that you now put into the business. You
Yeah.
cannot be trying to run a business, go to school, and still have free time to do whatever you want, because that time is not there. The time that you're supposed to, the free time is already going into the business, or the time that would have been free, the time that you're supposed to be using to study. So it's just like trying to make you maximum use of all the time that you have. So no time is really free. If you have a class from 8 to 10, and your next class is from 12 to 2, I mean you have between 10 and 12 to do something. In my case, if I have 10 to 12, the only thing I can do is the only kind of work that can do on the business is not going to be physical work of maybe do it because I need to go back home to be able to make orders and deliver.
Yeah.
But I can use that time instead to or do something else about the business. So it's just like using any small time that you have, invest into your business. You can be in class and you have small time. You can watch a video on YouTube,
Oh yeah.
how to market my business better, and you note it down. So you're just trying to use any small time that you have to be able to put into your business at the same time, not
Don't
neglecting.
neglect
So you
your
need to be
studies.
really conscious. You need to be a very conscious person. You need to learn to be conscious to be able to navigate it too on, and don't let one way too much on the other. Because if you are a student, the most important is
It's
school
your school, yeah.
before your business. Your that's why you're there. You're here for school. You're here to finish your school before you focus on any other thing. So don't let the business part now weigh on the school part, because at some point at some point in time I have to completely sideline the business as well. Like, okay, school now is very intensive, so business is going to wait for the moment because I need to actually put in more time
Yeah.
into school. So you just need to know or know how to use those small or the small free time that you have to be able to work on the two.
So it's a lot of consciousness when
Yeah,
you're
I'm planning, like
yeah
planning this
planning.
time, that time, yeah.
Okay, so when you look now at maybe the business growth after stepping out of school, you say there's a like substantial increase in the way you handle the business or like the profit wise after leaving school.
Yeah, I'll say that running the business now out of school is, I mean, I'm now open to many other things that I was not open to while I was in school.
Okay.
Because while in school, I do not, there's a certain level, like while in school, I intentionally did not push the business that much, because I knew that if I push it so much, I'm going to have too many people reaching out to me that I'll not be able to satisfy. Because if I push it too much now and many people are reaching out to me, if I'm not able to satisfy them, it's going to equally be bringing out the business name. But now I'm able to push out the business more because I know that at least I have a little more time to be able to work on the business because I don't have the school aspect slowing me down anymore. Or in fact, I don't have the school aspect anymore, at least for the moment. So yeah, being out of school has given me more time to be able to work on the business, and to equally be able to think about putting a system in place as to how the business is going to continue thriving. Because one thing with running a business as well is equally try to separate yourself from the business,
Yeah.
because the business now is solely, well, I'll say solely dependent on me. Like everything passes through me.
Yeah.
But at some point, I may not be there to do all of those things anymore. So I need to start working on building a business structure that is not going to necessarily need me to be in the picture for the business to continue growing. Yeah.
That's a lot, but I think I'm learning. When I live here, I had to have jot down. Like maybe like I'll go, but we'll get to this. We'll get to this. So, what is the hardest part of being an entrepreneur? We've talked about maybe the business, but like when you say an entrepreneur, what is that part that you like that
What is
taunts
the
you so much?
hardest part? The really hard battle. I didn't even know. I didn't even know how to talk about the hardest part. Let me see. What is the hardest part? I'll say the hardest part is I'll say the hardest part is like growing, in fact, pushing your business, putting your business out there, like marketing your business, being able to
Marketing.
reach out to more people. In fact, I don't know how to put the hardest part
Was there
because
any point that you
there are
felt
many
like
things.
I want to give up on this? I'm tired. Was there any point like you feel like okay, no, I don't want to continue this again? It's stressful, or like you're not seeing
Yeah,
the outcome?
I'll not even say that because I've not seen the outcome, but there has been a point, like I've gotten to that point where I'm like, "Bro, Karen, you know come and kill yourself. You're doing this one, you're doing that one, you're doing that one, you're doing that one." I mean, you can leave out, you can drop out some things
Yeah.
and
Sometimes it feels
focus
too
on,
much.
yes,
Yeah.
and focus on others, just so that you don't have a lot going on. So there was really that time, and that's the point where I got to now start thinking about the fact that I need to separate myself from my business, because one aspect that I'm taking seriously, or I'm deciding to take more seriously this year, is about delegating tasks, and equally putting setting up a business structure that is not always going to need me to be there for the business to function. Because if you always need me to function, then if I'm not there, it means that you stop functioning.
Yeah, that's
If
true.
I'm doing some, if I start, if because if I'm going to build my career in civil engineering, so if I'm working as a civil engineer somewhere, it means that the business is going to completely crumble, because there's going to be nobody there to
Handling it,
push the
yeah.
business. Yeah, so I need, so that, so it actually got to that point. I was like, I mean, you have to stop this thing at some point. But the realization came to me that, oh, but you can actually be able to, how do people work a 9 to 5 and still run their business? How do
Yeah.
they go about it? So it just, the fact that that thought came to my mind, it now pushed me further to think about the, okay, the best way is not to quit or to drop it. The best way is to find a solution to the
Like
problem.
re-strategize.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
strategize and find a solution to the problem. Okay, this is the problem. This is the problem I have at hand. Is the best solution to just say, okay, I'm dropping this thing because I cannot be able to handle it this way anymore? Or is it to brainstorm now and come up with, okay, no, let me do it this way instead, because this other way is not going to work forever. But if I'm able to put up a business structure that does not necessarily need me to be there, then the business can still continue thriving even when I'm not there 100%, because it's your business, you must be there. Nobody is ever going to run your business the way you are going to run your business.
Yeah, definitely. I feel like when entrepreneurs get to that point where they're like, they feel like they want to give up on something, it might be the value of that thing or the vision they have seen in it, the potential it has that takes them to a point of like, okay, no, I'm not going to leave this. I'll not give up on this. Let me rather re-strategize to find a better
Exactly.
way. So I think that was what you had, like, you reached that point that was like, okay, maybe I might not go out with this, but like, no, this is something that has value. So instead of dropping it, let me find another way around it. So,
Um,
and from all indications, what are that plans? Strategize a lot. And
yeah.
that speaks a lot with your wonderful
Go
your
digger
wonderful goals,
planner.
girl. I want to clap for this name. Like I remember when I remember when I heard the name, like, for the book, for the
Yeah.
planner, I was like, how did she think about that? How did she think about that? Like when I look at the tasty just straight,
Yeah.
the gold, I'm like, whatever mountain you go to receive your next one, when you're going next time, carry me along. I'm just going to get a divine naming from there. So, like, when you talk about planning and strategizing, you talk about it a lot. I think it's something you teach people as well how to do. So, just take us down on that, on how you do your planning, maybe, and on how you came about the goal digger.
All right. So coming up with a goal digger planner was not because I'm an excellent planner or I'm the best person, but it was instead because I had a problem and
Okay.
I was looking for a solution to my problem.
Okay.
I had a planning problem. I had a problem of following through with, I have to do this, I have to do that. And I was always online. I was always doing research. How can I do this? How can I do this? How can I plan better? How can I manage my time? Like, I'm a YouTube girl. Even before I started my YouTube channel, I was always watching YouTube,
That makes us
because
too.
that's where I was getting everything from YouTube.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
always, any small thing I was
It's
just
very
gonna search on
informative.
YouTube, how to do this, how to do that. So whenever I was doing my research, I always came across, when people talk about planning, they'll now suggest like templates, planning templates that I can be able to use, or like I can be able to download the template and use. But I was like, okay, this template is digital. Of course, there was the idea that I could print out the templates that they were proposing, but at that time, it was not really feasible to me. I was always just stuck on the aspect of, yes, I'm going to download this thing now, but how am I actually going to use it? Because if I have it only in my phone, I'm not going to be able to use it. How
Yeah,
am I going
true.
to write on it? So that was how it came to my mind now. But whenever I had that issue, I'll just let it go, because the planner idea, at that point in time, the planner idea had not even come to my mind.
Okay.
Yeah, but I just knew that I had the problem of planning, and I was always watching videos and trying to find out how can I be able to solve this problem that I have. So I knew that if I have this problem, obviously I'm not the only person
And has a
that
problem.
is struggling
Yeah,
with planning.
I can answer to that. You can
I'm
answer
not the only
that.
problem. I'm not the only person that's struggling with planning, and that
Mm-hmm.
is why when eventually I had the idea for the planner,
Mm-hmm.
I just knew that yes, not everybody likes to write because some people are still like, oh, I prefer digital planner to writing down. Although it's really good to write, but not everybody likes to write. But I just know that regardless of that, there are still people that love to write, or there are still people that would prefer,
Yeah.
that would like to maybe learn how to plan by writing in a
Yeah, and it
book.
has advantages. It does.
Exactly. So that's why now I was able to come up with a planner. First of all, to help myself,
Mm-hmm.
because if I'm teaching anybody anything, it's just the little that I know that I want to share. It's
Mm-hmm.
not I cannot. It's not because I want to say I'm an expert I'm an expert in this field, and then I'm trying to, my
Be
expertise. I'm
like
trying to,
this, teaching
yeah,
everybody other.
no,
Yeah.
but it's just because I want to learn, or I want to sorry, we teach people the little that I've been able to
Okay.
learn, so we can be able to, grow together. So that was how the planner came about. I don't know if you asked about the name, how I came about with
The
the
name.
name,
Yeah.
but there's this aspect of calling people gold diggers, like the
I've talked about
GOLD.
that on a lot of episodes. Yes.
Yes, the GOLD, the gold digger.
Yeah.
So it was really just like, okay, they call people gold diggers because they don't have, or they go after what other people have. So
Like
they're going
gold.
after, yeah,
Yeah.
they're going after other people's gold.
Yeah.
So in my mind, I was like, okay, I can instead just change this gold into goal.
Mm-hmm.
Like somebody that is instead now working for their own. Like you don't have eyes on another person's thing, but you're having eyes on working and developing
Your
and
own
copying.
goals. Yeah.
Exactly. So that's how. So I just changed the goal to goal, and it became gold digger. Although some people still call it. Some people are still confused because when you just hear gold digger, when you call, like if you're in a conversation, when you say gold digger, no, but they're not, it's not easy to make out the difference that you're
Yeah.
saying gold
Gold.
instead of
Yeah.
gold. Yeah, but that's how the name came about, just to be like calling yourself a gold digger, as in you're out to work on your goals, you're out to improve, even when you're maybe you fall short on working on your goals, but like that identity is about maybe identify yourself as somebody that is actually working on your
On
goals, so
your
that
goals. Yeah.
even when you fall short, you still stand up and you continue, because that's the whole idea of it. Some people maybe just have this concept of, okay, if I start this thing and then at some point I'm not able to continue, I will just drop it because
Yeah.
it's like it's not for me.
Mm-hmm.
But now when you are conscious enough to be like, oh, this is a new habit I'm trying to develop. I'm not normally a planner, but now I want to start planning. So it
Mm-hmm.
means that sometimes I'm going to start, sometimes I'm going to fail,
Some
sometimes
days
I'm
you're not
going
going
to
to write
forget,
anything. Yeah.
some days you're not going to write, but just remember that, okay, when I finally come back to, I realize that, oh, I've not done this for 2 days, I've not done this for 3 days. I still have that ability to come back and,
And
okay,
do it.
let me
Yeah.
start back, let me continue from where I ended. And eventually, when you do something over time, it becomes a habit that you just do without maybe stressing about it, because you have done it over a long period of
So
time.
will you say like planning has helped you? Like you've gotten better at planning and has helped maybe with their like a work
Yeah,
life?
especially for somebody like me who is into different things.
Mm-hmm.
If I don't plan, I'll easily forget
Oh,
what I
yeah.
have to do.
Mm-hmm.
Because some people say, oh, I don't write down because everything's in my head. Bro, it's better to remove it from your head, give
And
your
take
head
paper.
breathing space, and write it down on a paper, so that you're not stressing yourself all the time trying to remember, oh, wait, I had this idea. And then you cannot remember the idea again.
Mm-hmm.
But if you had written it down somewhere, you will not stress about having to remember it for a long period of time, because you already
Yeah.
know that it's down on paper that you can go back and refer to it. So the fact that I started planning has helped me a lot, because if I'm always like, oh, I'll remember to do it, I'll forget.
Mm-hmm.
I'll forget, and I'll remember after I had to do either, oh, I had to do this particular thing at this particular time. But the fact that I write it down and I have my planner with me, it just helps me to refer back to the plan of the day and remember that, oh, I had to do this thing, so that
Yeah.
it's not in the night that I start remembering that, oh, I had to do this thing. But because I have my planner with me, I can always go back to check the plan of the day and know what I was supposed to do at a particular time.
Mm-hmm.
So it has definitely helped me a lot, and I know that it's going to help me better in 2025,
Mm-hmm.
because last year I did not plan a lot for a particular period of time because I was more focused. I was all in school because I was writing my thesis. So that was my main focus at that time. I was not trying to do many other things because I knew that was bad. I knew that right now I'm going all in, and I knew that the planner is going to help me and every other person that's purchased it to have a great year. One thing I always say about getting a planner is that it's not just about buying a planner, it's about the intentionality of using it.
Like you want to plan your life out.
Because if
That is
you buy it and
yeah.
you keep it in the house, it's not going to help you. But I don't want the planner to be like any other kind of purchase that you buy something and then now you just keep it there and it does not serve you in any way.
Yeah.
But I want it to be that kind of purchase that, okay, I've bought this thing and it's actually helping me because I'm using it and it's helping me to do a lot of stuff, or I'm using it and it's helping me to get a lot of things like in place. So
Yeah.
yeah.
So one thing I really like about your work is the branding. I cannot say more. I cannot overemphasize this. She
Yeah.
brands her work so beautifully. The more like I think you'll just have the Gold Digger as the book. I think it comes with something else, right?
Yeah, so it comes with a notebook, it comes in a box and in a cute bag.
The box is so cute.
Yes,
I've seen when I
I
did the
just love,
package, I'm like, oh my god.
yeah, I just love the experience that anybody has when you buy,
When you buy,
yeah, when you
yeah.
buy. So I just want your experience to always be good when you buy a product. You
Mm-hmm.
should not just come in one black wrap, looking, I mean, you
It
don't
gives it
have
some
any,
importance, I think, yeah.
exactly. So I always just love anything that I'm giving out to people to come in a very nice package so that
Mm-hmm.
before you even get into the content of it, you already just love the way it looks
You know
from
it's
the
going to be good
outside.
for you. You're just sure about it
Yeah,
already.
exactly.
So how would you say branding has helped you? Like what impact has branding your work done for your businesses?
I believe that branding my different businesses have actually made people to be more enthusiastic about getting it.
Okay.
Because somebody can buy the planner knowing fully well that the person is not going to use it.
Mm-hmm.
Like you already know that the way I am, I know
I'm
I'm
not
not
really
going to
a
use
strong
this
planner.
thing.
I'm not a strong
I know
planner.
I'm not going to use this thing. Of that, I'm not encouraging that,
Mm-hmm.
but I just want to say I'm just trying to use that to explain the fact that somebody would just buy something just because of
Of the
the way it
branding.
looks.
Yeah. It,
Yeah, even when you know that you will not use it like that.
yeah,
But
seriously.
just that experience of getting it and unboxing it and just feeling like you actually just go ahead to buy it just because of the way it looks. So I'll say that branding has actually helped the business a lot because everybody is just like, oh, this looks so nice. Oh, what is
Yeah.
this? Just by seeing it, because you may not even know what's inside the book already, but just you see a box, you
Like
see a bag,
I
and you're
think
just like, oh,
it's
what
when
does
you
this
brought
look
that
like?
I first actually going through it because I remember
Yeah.
I saw the unbox video and when we took like the photo shoot and
Mm-hmm.
everything. I was like, I need that. Like I know that I'm mostly just use my like a jotter kind of and
Yeah.
jot a few things. I'm not someone that really does planning a lot. I
Mm-hmm.
just wake up and I think, okay, what's today? We're doing this and this and this. Let's go and get it.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't really do so much of like daily planning.
Yeah.
When I saw the plan, I was like, I need that. It's not because I just knew that it was the way it looked. It
Yeah.
was the way it looked. So that
Yeah.
branding aspect, I was like, I don't know whoever does that branding, who gave her the idea, with one mountain again that she went to. I need to go there. Because I myself, I do branding to a point, but
Mm-hmm.
I really did appreciate the branding you did on this
Yeah.
book. So
Thank you.
let's just now a little bit of how can we get it. I know some poor Adam might be like, oh my god, okay, I want it to, like, I want to plan my life, I want to take my life more
Yeah.
seriously. Like me right now, I think I'll take my life more seriously after this. So how do we get this? And like what's the pricing go for? How can we reach out to you to get the book, your other services, the taste
Mm-hmm.
industry, all of that?
How? First of all, I am Karen Sunjo on all social media platforms.
Okay, Karen
YouTube,
Sunjo.
yeah, Karen Sunjo.
Yeah.
YouTube, Instagram, TikTok. I'm not actually on Facebook, but yeah, on Facebook as well. Everywhere is Karen
Yeah.
Sunjo. So you can just search Karen Sunjo and you're going to find me. So if you want to get a copy of the planner, you just DM me
All
on
right.
any of these aside Facebook. You can
Besides
DM me on
Facebook.
any of these
Don't
platforms
go to her
because
Facebook.
I may see it months later.
That's me.
I may
That's
see it
me.
months
I'm not.
later.
I'm on Facebook. Maybe just maybe for like the
I'm on
everything you put
Facebook
out there,
because
because
that was the
but
first,
Messenger,
that was like the first platform. That was
yeah,
like the first social media
and it's a
platform
good
that will
platform.
really,
It's a good
yeah,
platform
it is.
actually.
It's still useful for me because I use it to run my Facebook adverts.
Mm-hmm.
So I must have a Facebook account. Whether I'm not, even if I'm not using it, but I use my Facebook account to run my adverts for my different
Yeah,
businesses as well from time to time. Yeah, but if it's for messages, it's
messages is. I don't know why
difficult.
it's so difficult, but sometimes I go to Facebook and people are like they're texting me like two months back, a week back.
I now that
That's
you're
why
seeing
I'm
it,
so lax with giving my WhatsApp number to anybody, because I know that's the only place that you
you
actually get my
easily
attention.
get me.
So yeah,
Yeah,
I don't really mind people come to my WhatsApp, maybe they get my number from my Facebook or whatever, because that's the
yeah,
only place I'm going to get to me. Facebook is
exactly.
kind of difficult for me to stay on. So what is the pricing? The
Oh yeah,
pricing.
so the planner goes for 10,000 francs.
Okay.
Yeah, so the planner which
Well
comes with
worth
the
it, I would say.
notebook.
Well worth it.
Thank you. It comes with the notebook. It costs 10,000 francs.
Okay.
So if you want to get one, you can DM me,
Please
Karen
do.
Sunjo,
Please do. Plan your lives,
anywhere.
guys. Plan your lives.
Yeah, I really like. I'm working not only on the planner, but I'm working on a planning support group.
Okay.
But now that group is really for people that are deciding to be intentional.
Mm-hmm.
But it's for anybody that has purchased a planner. It's open to anybody that has purchased a planner.
So you get
But
the
it's
planner
just,
and you get the support group.
yeah,
Ladies
you
and
get
gentlemen,
access to the support
ladies and
group.
gentlemen. This is not a sweet deal. I don't know what a sweet
Yeah,
deal is.
you get access to the support group because I believe that on your own you may be strong for a couple of weeks, a couple of
Yeah,
months,
definitely.
but after you're going to that ginger is not going to be there
Mm-hmm.
anymore. But if you, if you have a group of people that you guys meet even once weekly to talk about, okay, how's the week been,
Mm-hmm.
to just review your week, review your goals, review like just that support. I think that it gives you that momentum to always restart at the
Yeah.
start of the week, to always
Mm-hmm.
restart, and it helps you to follow through your is interested. The 12-week year,
The
I've
12-week
forgotten,
year.
I've forgotten the author's name.
12
But the
week
name
year,
of the
you
book is
say?
the 12-week year. The
Okay.
12-week year. It's like there's a lot that you get to learn from that book when it comes to planning, because a lot of what kills us most time is annualized planning.
Mm-hmm.
You are planning for the year. So even as January is finished,
You still
people
feel you
still
have
feel
so
like,
much
oh, I
time.
still have a lot of
Yeah.
time. I still have
That's
11
true.
months.
That's very true.
That's so analyzed planning is something that kills us a lot. But when you think about periodized planning, like you take a period
Mm-hmm.
of 12 weeks. That's why the name of the book is the 12-week year.
Mm-hmm.
Because you take a period of 12 weeks and it's just like that 12 week is your year. So
Mm-hmm.
you forget about every other thing. if you went to school, it's also going to give you kind of like another like an upper hand in a way, because if you're able to merge the fact that you went to school and the things that you were able to learn from school, or the attributes, the kind of things, not the school stuff itself, but the other kind of things that you were able to learn because you went to school, and the business knowledge that you have, I believe that is going to make it better.
Yeah.
And of course, the people that are excelling just in the school domain as well.
Yeah.
Business is not for everybody. Not everybody can run
That's
a
true.
business.
It's
Not
true.
everybody. If everybody's running a business, who's going to work in the business, in the different businesses that people are coming up with? Not
Yeah.
everybody is cut out to run a business.
Yeah.
So it's also good for you to know that, okay, because some people just know from the onset that, oh, I'm not that kind of person. I rather be a corporate girl.
Yeah.
I'm going to work. That some
Like
people
boss,
prefer
then
that.
just go.
Yeah, some people
Yeah.
prefer that. Some people don't want all the hassle of because business is there's a lot that
It's
also comes
stress.
to it. Yeah. So some people don't want that. So some people excel very much in just going to school and they have like a job. Some people excel very well in business, and people also excel better when you are able to merge the two. So
Yeah.
school is not a scam.
Definitely. I believe that when it comes to business and school, Sharon, if people say they maybe this street hustle, like some people like no school is not for them, they do the street hustle. I believe there's also a type of hustle that you learn from school that you can't learn in the streets. So the street hustle and the school hustle. So you learn how to merge these two.
Exactly.
Yeah, like does wonders for your business. So I believe that's practically all the questions I have for you. But the last question though, the last question was like, just tell the audience, tell people, like, if there's an advice, if there's one thing you want to leave here, like, people should remember from this particular interview about you being an entrepreneur, maybe it's going to school, your work life, your branding, everything I've talked about. Is this one advice or two that you want to give out to people to listen to that you feel will help them in their journey of school and entrepreneurship? What would that advice be?
Well, I'll say never stop learning.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, there's always a lot of advice. There's always a lot of advice to give, but I'll just say never stop learning.
Yeah.
Always be open to learn from people, because you don't know everything.
True.
You can never know everything. There are people out there that know more than you, and you just need to be open enough to learn from those people. You just need to be open enough to pay. If some people, if that knowledge is not free, you need to equally be open enough to pay to actually get access to that knowledge. On the aspect of now school and business, on the aspect of running school and business, you just like you need to plan your time very. You need to be very good at managing how you do different things, because you don't want one thing to weigh on the other one. So you need to always be very conscious as to how you're planning your time. So keep learning, and then be able to manage your time well, so that one thing does not weigh the other. You're going to school is very important. You're running a business, but don't forget that school, first of all, is that's what you have to focus on and
It's
finish.
important.
Yeah.
Oh my God, this is wonderful. I've enjoyed this. I've enjoyed this. Thank you so much for coming, Academy. Thank you enough. For our first episode of this, we're looking to get many more people who are vision driven like you and have a lot of things to share with us to join us. But like she said, Karen Sunjo on all platforms. Go
Everywhere.
there, get the gold digger, get yourself some tasty snacks, guys. I've
Yep.
tasted her parfait. It's perfect.
And if you want to learn how to import from China as well,
Oh,
I give
yeah.
classes on China importation, because everything, all my branding, everything is because I'm able to import from China, that I'm able to come up with some unique type of packaging. So if you want to learn how to import from China as well, get to me.
Like, I think she's a girl for everything at this point. She's like the girl for everything. I just go to Karen Sunjo, you're going to have everything. Anytime
Yeah,
this
and the
point.
plug, if you want to even know somebody that is doing what, well, come to me. I know somebody that is doing what you need. I know somebody that is doing the service or has the product that you're looking for. So come to me for
Like,
anything.
she's just that lady. Yeah, that lady. Okay, thank you so much, Karen Sunjo, for joining us.
Thank you again for having me.
All right, A-Report family, I'll come to the end of this wonderful, beautiful, educative episode. like when we had the idea of doing this, because I think why I also wanted to start this particular segment was I started writing some articles that the youth
Okay.
wisdom, trying to share just like maybe lessons I've learned or things I believe the youth should learn.
Okay.
Then we just realized, okay, we can include this into the e-reports, so have people that can come and teach us more, because we are
Yeah.
really focusing on teaching, not just reporting on issues, but teaching about teaching about how to go about issues and learn from our mistakes and things like that. So thank you very much for coming. Make sure, ladies and gentlemen, before I end this video, if you have not liked the video yet, like and subscribe. Go and follow Karen Sunjo. Say it again.
Share, comment.
Share, comment. I want to hear all the comments. Like,
Yeah.
tell us what you feel.
Comment
Like,
your takeaway, your biggest
what
takeaway
have
from
you
the
learned?
video.
What have you learned? Like, write it down. I've learned today that write it down.
Yeah, write it down.
Write it down in the comment section below. So that's all for this particular episode. I would really love to see you again. Next Wednesday, we have another guest. We have every Wednesday. And if you plan on being that guest, please reach out to us on our email. We're going to leave it down in the description, our email, our WhatsApp. Just reach out to us. You can be our next Karen Sunjo here, telling us about all the wonderful things you're doing. All the wonderful things you're doing. So on that note, I can say that is that. See you guys next Wednesday. Bye.